Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me here today. And I am going to teach you how to crochet, and the first stitch is single crochet. And this is a swatch of the different stitches that I will be showing you. So you will need a few things. This is my stitch holder and the yarn I'll be using. So the things you need is yarn, a crochet hook, and stitch holders. The yarn I'm using is Lily Sugar and Cream, just one sugar, not two. And it's 100% cotton, and I'm going to be making some swatches. Now to begin this swatch, we are going to start with a chain. And this is how you start the chain, with a slip knot, and then you put your hook through that, and then you begin your chains. You can use any hook you'd like, any size of crochet hook. I am using a 5mm crochet hook. It's a little bit larger, and I thought this would be easier for you to see for examples and such. And there's also two ways to anchor your thread. Either I double loop around my pinky finger and through my fingers, or I circle it around my index finger. So I suggest trying different ways to hold the thread, because it really does help to change it up when you're crocheting, just to prevent repetitive motion pain. So here is how you crochet a chain, and this will be the base of our stitches. So you loop around the thread and you pull it through, and you keep doing that of however many. I am doing 10 stitches throughout to make a swatch to show your thread. I always suggest that when you get new thread or you're working with different threads, that you do a swatch. So that's what we're doing here. As you're getting used to crocheting, I always suggest that you count your stitches as you go, just to make sure that you are putting the correct tension, and it also gets you used to it. It's kind of like a warm-up before you start your piece. I highly recommend you get these stitch holders. They've come a long way over the years. And this is a plastic clip. I will have a link below of where I got these. This is off of Amazon. I got quite a few for really inexpensive price. So I like to hold that in there, and it kind of helps when you start out just to keep where you're beginning, where you started, because it can eventually move over and you can lose some stitches as you work. So this is a kind of a good reminder of where you began. So here, as you can see, I'm going through the crochet. So I'm going to start very beginning here. So as you can see, you're going to look at your chains, and there's a little loop between, which you can see in the bottom part. So you want to get through that bottom loop, and then you can see on top is the chain. There's two pieces of thread there, and that's the chain. So you want to wrap your hook around the thread once, and then loop it through 2 stitches, 2 loops that are on your needle or your hook. So if it shows you again, you're going to look at that, and you're going to see that chain right below those 2 bottom loops. So you're going to get that next loop, and you're going to keep that chain on top of your hook. You're going to loop around and pull that thread through the first one, through the chain, and then you're going to loop around and you're going to pull it through 2 of the loops, and that is called the single crochet. get towards the end, it becomes a little tight, but there is the first crochet you started with on the chain. So you have to make sure you get in there and get that one. It's very important. So you loop that through, and sometimes it can be a little tricky, but don't give up because it can be done. So pull it through that loop, and then you pull it through 2 loops. So now we're gonna see what we've done here, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put another stitch holder there. It's always good to keep count and make sure you start where you began, like the next row. So that is the first row, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like. That's the right side, and then we turn it around, that will be the wrong side. So we're going to now turn, and then at the very beginning we're going to add a chain. Again, it's just like the very beginning. As you can see here, I'm showing you the chain, the next chain space that we are going to be putting it, and it is right there as you can see. So you're going to put your hook right into that hole, again with the chain, 2 threads of the chain on top of your hook, and then you're going to again and pull your thread through. Again, you're going to hook it, the first one, and then pull it through. And you continue on till you get to the end. Another tip I want to give you when you're starting to crochet is not to give the tension, or not to make the tension too tight, because one, that can really affect your fingers, your shoulder, your elbows, your forearms. So I highly recommend that you first try to hold your hook like a pencil and lightly hold it so your wrists are kind of loose, and then it's only your fingers that really move. It's a different way to hold it, but try to find the most relaxing way to hold it, because you will be doing this for a long time. So it's good to, that's why I say it's really good to use two different ways, or a couple of different ways to hold your crochet hook, so it prevents yourself from getting too much pain and strain from just one way of holding the hook. So the goal with this swatch is to go 10 stitches across and then 10 rows up, and then we'll see what the tension and what the full swatch looks like. So I'm going to stretch out the piece, the swatch, and then we're going to see what it looks like. And this is what I love about crocheting. You're never quite done because you can see the stitches better. So here I'm going to compare it. So the first one is the single crochet on the light brown piece, and then you can see that the stitches are done. And then we're going to finish off the rest of the stitches in the next few videos. Thanks for watching.